All right, welcome back. So, if you're just coming in, do me a favor, hit the like button. Let's ping everybody else into the room with the like button. I appreciate you. I'm gonna get right through this. First of all, silent treatment. Silent treatment in a marriage is when one spouse withdraws communication and affection as a form of punishment or to express anger. All right. And this can involve refusing to talk. That's usually refusing to talk, make eye contact, or be physically affectionate. Now, affection can show up in different forms. Maybe you stop eating the food, you stop doing things you would normally do for your spouse. Like very obvious things you would normally do for them. You stop doing it. When you do that, you will train the other person to start doing things like that. So if they don't know what they're doing or they don't have a support system, they will operate from a place of emotions because, like I said yesterday, it's a lot of confusion that comes with that becomes the impact that comes with this kind of behavior. It's a lot of confusion in it. Let me see if I can pull that up. There are 10 emotions, right, that we covered yesterday. Let me pull that to the screen. That becomes the impact, emotional impact of silent treatment or keeping malice, as we call it in Nigeria, or holding a grudge against your romantic partner, particularly in marriage. Okay, I'm talking about marriage. There are 10 emotions that we recognized yesterday: confusion, frustration, sadness, anxiety, anger, self-doubt, fear, insecurity, powerlessness, isolation. Imagine imagine all of this going on in your marriage at the same time. Imagine try to pretend like everything is normal in the space of that space. Nothing good can come out of it. It's only a matter of time. It's a matter of when. Okay, that marriage is moving in the direction of destruction. Now, I get it. Some very traditional people can actually pull this off for a long time. Maybe 7 years, 8 years, as I saw somebody testified on Auntie B's platform, right? But listen, like I always say, when it comes to chopping breakfast, nobody goes scot-free when somebody's chopped breakfast. It's not free. Okay, there's trauma. There's trauma to the emotions of a person, the mindset of a person when they go through or chop unnecessary breakfast back to back to back. Oftentimes, the tricky part about that is that, you just got away with it. You just left. But there's a reason why you left that situation. It becomes trauma. It becomes additional layers of things that would tamper with trust in your future relationships, even beyond romantic relationships. So imagine confusion, frustration, right? So if you're nursing it and you stay in that situation and you're not doing anything about it, particularly with yourself, because you're attracting this for a reason. If you don't do something about it, hurt people will hurt people, right? You will come up with cookie cutter solutions in the future, thinking that you went scot-free, but you're going to tamper with your future relationships. Potentially, you will train others wrong tactics. You will get on the internet, social media, you start running your mouth because you feel like you've gathered some wisdom. Unfortunately, all of us who go into romantic relations, the reason why we enjoy it is because we're vulnerable, right? And we still need to be vulnerable, right? And if you have a lot of damages to your heart, it's not easy. It gets a lot more difficult to come out of that hole. So, no, you don't go scot-free. Once you've been emotionally, mentally abused in a relationship and you left and you thought, oh, I'm free. Not exactly, sorry. So then you need some kind of healing. Marriott says, this topic is serious, so part 4. Yes, it's serious. Welcome, Marriott. It's serious, so. But, yes, let's talk about it. So again, silent treatment is when one spouse withdraws. Usually what happens is that the other person will eventually, because it becomes a pattern, the other person will learn how to just leave him alone or leave her alone and then they stay in that funk longer than they expect. Then they even forgot what started it in the first place. Then it becomes normalized. Then they start training their kids how to behave the same way. Yeah, the cycle continues. All right, so let's get back to this reaction. We are at 1 hour and 12, and that's all we're going to spend some time on today, and just react. Somebody said, no, mind Auntie B is passing the teachings as well to his children, and it will be passed down to his generation. The abnormal becomes normal. Good luck to his generation. Interesting.
God creates.
God creates. God creates. Brother Ben, welcome. How are you?
We have Brother Ben's submission now.
Lady Oge said that he saw on Dr. Sushala's page a woman who didn't carry her since 2019.
Did you hear that?
Dr. Sushala's page, the Bible.
Fix your audio. Uncle Beno is
echoing.
Is echoing, yeah. You have two devices open?
No. You still
And we're
hear
hearing
the echo.
ourselves. Yes. Maybe use headphones or something. Let me come to Monica while you fix your...
What if you could explore innovative tax strategies without any risk at all? Hi, my name is Carlotta Thompson, and yes, I'm a former IRS small business auditor. I'm also a tax strategy expert with over 20 years of experience. And after spending years seeing people's lives ruined by the IRS...
Audio. Okay. Monica Fernandez. Hello, darling.
Auntie B for life. We like call you Auntie B of Jamaica.
Yes, sir.
Which one am I going to call you now? Auntie B to the world.
To the world.
I'm telling you, you're rocking it.
Cynthia is not here. She should have called me
Happy birthday.
I'm not going to mention it.
And to all the ladies that went with you, God bless you all.
Amen.
I hope you enjoyed your day. Although I checked your video, so you enjoyed it. No need to even ask.
The enjoyment was on another level, my dear.
That's nice. It's good. It's good to celebrate nice birthday.
Yes.
Beautiful memories.
Yes, so thank you. We are talking about the issue of malice.
Let's increase the speed a little bit.
Let me start from the podcast. There's a podcast that's going to scatter Nigeria. It's like we're getting there.
Yeah.
Yvonne is a very sweet person, but I guess she over talked that day.
She was carried away.
Yes, she has never been in any kind of thing like this. She carries herself in a kind of way. But this one, like, since it's the first time, I believe people should just forgive her. She miss Nyan, as we say it in Nigeria. She mistalk. But it's okay. You see that malice thing.
Yeah.
Now, it's only somebody that has never been with a man or a woman that keep malice, I would say, it's just malice. It's not just malice. Because sometimes it's even the man or the woman that offends you, and they use the malice to manipulate the other person that is not used to that silent treatment. You end up begging them upon the nonsense that they did because you're not used to it. And he actually affects you psychologically. It's not a good thing. I can remember many times that I have to apologize for what I did not do for my ex. Like, because I can't stay in the house without talking. I like talking.
Yeah.
I can't stay without talking to my partner now.
Yeah.
So that's really, I can say it's demonic.
All right, so let's dissect that real quick before we continue. Right, so she's talking about the apology. If you remember when Auntie B was here yesterday, we talked about the apology thing. She said she was like, okay, I'm sorry. Like, when I asked her what would she do, she was like, okay, I'm sorry, and then kind of like draw the person closer, show some affection, right? There is that, but there's also somebody who feels still the same. It's apology, right? There's still somebody who feels like, oh God, I can't do this. I can't be in the house. They're doing it, and then they're doing that, and then it's accompanied with resentment, right? So if we go by the vibes that Auntie B gave yesterday, which some people are capable of doing, they understand they're coming from a place of abundance. They say, oh, he's upset from yesterday, and they kind of like hug up their spouse and say, okay, I'm sorry, right? That person doesn't necessarily have to have resentments because they are coming from an empowered place, right? And if you remember yesterday, I was saying the apology is not really, it's just, we call it apology, but it's just basically opening your arms and then embracing them back into your bosoms, right? But there's the person that's feeling trapped in that situation, and they know that this person is capable of going for days, if not weeks and months, if they don't. That person might apologize temporarily for a while, but it's coming with a lot of resentments. One day they're going to say, you know what, enough is enough. But usually at that point, remember that all those resentments, somebody has to pay for those resentments. They're not free, right? So I just wanted to point that out. So that's the difference between what this young lady just said. I don't know if she's young, but this lady, let me say this lady. This lady just said, and the difference between what Auntie B said yesterday. There's apology and there's apology, right? So one is like somebody is holding a gun to your head to apologize. The other one is like you already feel like it's not a big deal, it's just upset, right? So, but eventually one becomes the other, right? So it's not something we just say we don't want to encourage. That's why some people will say, CB is just malice. If you've experienced it and you don't really care for it, you just it depends on how you receive it, depends on who you are as a person. Some people can't stand it. So, and you never know if you're married to a person that really they're just pretending. They really can't stand it. They have resentment. They've had to apologize multiple times for something that they didn't do, as she put it. That's resentment. Let's keep going.
They need deliverance. People that can keep malice. If you are here and you can actually keep malice for this, just change. It's not good. Just say your mind. Pick it out that moment. This is what, if you can't say it because you're angry, wait till the anger gets down and speak it out. Tell your partner what you did is not good. You guys should resolve it.
Yeah.
Imagine
sleep in a hotel.
That one has another agenda. He just want to provoke the woman so that he can get away with some of the things he wants to do. Maybe he has planned a getaway before. So you just need to provoke the woman so he can have access.
Yeah.
How can you leave your house? Okay, you can't sleep in the parlor. You can't sleep in the children's room. You can't. I beg. That one has another thing.
He has side
that
chick
he has planned
that's going
before.
to sleep in a hotel with. He never tell us the truth.
He planned it. That way he knows. He already knows his wife or the husband. I don't know who is doing that. He knows his partner. So
I want to introduce you to Talkify. It is the #1 matchmaking company in America with over 200.
He knows how to.
All right. So you see how she said, you know, if you need to take some time and come back and talk about it, yes, that's a good advice, right? I'm afraid that people that participate in this kind of behavior, they often have a difficult time seeing that they did anything wrong in the first place, right? They shut down because they're actually upset with you that you're wrong. Right? That's some of the people, right? So the idea that person is coming back to come and now revisit the conversation, not only do they lack the skill to understand that marriage is not for the timid, it's actually an institution and you have to take care of it, you have to have structure in place. They are just winging things along like, I'm upset, you're wrong, I shut down. They're not talking to you and they're not coming back tomorrow to revisit the conversation because they're already convinced that you're wrong anyway. Right? So they approach things from a standpoint of right and wrong. So that kind of person now, if you advise them that if you're upset, just go, they say, I don't want to revisit that stuff. He's wrong. I don't want to hear it. Right? So you're accompanying that with even more wahala, you know. So yeah, it's a very, very, these people that we're advising, oftentimes they've made up their mind that they are right and they cannot be wrong. They might not put it in those words, but they don't. It's like they don't care until they hit rock bottom. Okay, so just keep that at the back of your mind so that you can manage your expectations. David says, I'm currently keeping malice with my partner and I really don't care. The bedroom business is the cause. Every time she's tired, and to me this is sexual abuse. Every time she apologizes but keep doing it. It became so bad that she signed an undertaking admitting she's in the wrong, to me, this is sexual abuse. I'm sorry that you feel that way, David. I'm sorry that you're going through that. But let me look at your comment very well, okay? Because there's a disconnect somewhere. It's a disconnect somewhere. The part where you say, I really don't care. Are you trying to convince me that you don't care?
Don't care, don't care, don't care, still don't care. I don't care, I don't care.
Tell me how much you don't care, please. Tell me more about how much you don't care. Because that one disconnected everything, unfortunately. All right. But tell me more about that. I need to hear more of that story. But I'm sorry you're going through that. Let's say the bedroom business is the cause. Every time she's tired. Okay, so when a woman is tired, right, it's probably safe for you to assume that she doesn't want to have sex with you. Right? A person that wants to have sex with you will not be tired. Okay? You need to first of all identify the actual problem, not what she says, not what you're interpreting from the blue balls, because blue balls you can't think straight if you're not getting sex. So I understand that very well too. Right? So you need to sit back and really, first of all, acknowledge that this person does not want to have sex with me. Because if you don't get that right, other interpretations you give after that will be wrong, right? So if you are living with a woman, a wife who doesn't want to have sex with you, then we can address it from that standpoint. If you're not willing to admit that, everything else after that will be wrong. She's just your enemy. And now I'm convinced to say, if that's your enemy, why are you married to your enemy? Don't you think you should probably find your way out of that marriage? Right? Why would she want to punish you with sex? If you say she is, if you conclude she is, I will have to agree with you. But why do you want to stay with somebody that's punishing you with sex? Don't you think that's punishing yourself? And if it's so bad that you have to come and tell me on a public platform like this, that's where the disconnect, I really don't care, comes in. You care. Because that's why you just type the whole thesis out. You do care. And it's okay to care. Right? And to me, this is sexual abuse. Well, that's not what they call sexual abuse, but it's emotional abuse. Okay? You can call it emotional abuse. If she's living with you and she doesn't make a move, she cannot pretend that she doesn't know that that's abuse. Right? She knows that this is something you're looking forward to, but not sexual abuse. Sexual abuse is another topic entirely. Okay? Every time she apologizes, but she keeps doing it. Yeah, because she keeps not wanting to have sex with you. I know it's a harsh truth, but that's the reality. A person that wants to have sex with you, even when they're tired, they will have sex with you because they want sex. Right? Let's see here. She signed an undertaking admitting that she's wrong. Yeah, she's probably struggling with that bad habit. She has a bad habit. She's struggling with it. So she signed an undertaking, right? But these are emotional issues. So I don't know what the undertaking was supposed to do. Really, the goal, what you're looking for is a woman that you're married to who wants to have sex with you. That's what you're looking for. You're not looking for an undertaking. So the undertaking is like, let's just give him what he wants. So maybe you seized something. Maybe you did silent treatment. Maybe she's trying to beg you to talk to her. Maybe she can't stand. So she signed the undertaking. She said, okay, all right, leave me alone. But the reality kicks back in at some point. The reality is that she doesn't want to have sex with you. She's not attracted to having sex with you. And it's not necessarily about you. Right? Attraction is not necessarily about you. Right? It could be medical reasons. Maybe she just had a baby not too long ago. Maybe her hormones are all over the place. Maybe she's fucking somebody else. I know, it's harsh. We don't know unless we first of all acknowledge that she doesn't want to have sex with you. These are the issues. So he says, so to fight back, I hold back malice. And if what I'm doing is bad, I care not. It's sexual abuse versus mental abuse. No, you do care because you just typed the whole thesis for me and I have to go by your actions, not what you say. right? And when you are keeping malice, you also punish yourself. Okay, let me read a short excerpt from the article I'm going to release as a solution to this whole problem at the end of this week. All right. The beginning of it says, all right, here we go. Now, let's be clear from the get-go. This is not about shutdowns or withdrawals that happen within 24 hours or less to de-escalate arguments. In this video coaching session, we are only dealing with stonewalling that extends beyond 24 hours. Trigger warning for the victim shaming detectives. If you are a victim of silent treatment for 24 hours or longer, multiple times over the course of your relationship, you have either participated in and or enabled the behavior. You might have felt like you had no other choice because you're dealing with a coconut head. Not so easy. That's your partner. The victim or perpetrator of these manipulative behaviors are just as affected. They both suffer. If children are involved, they unfortunately suffer too. When you chop breakfast or you dish breakfast, both of you suffer. You might not see it right now. In the long run, it will show up. Okay? So, I care not is a disconnect from your actions, brother. I don't care for those who automatically think keeping malice is bad. You care. You're still
Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Still don't care. I don't care. I don't. I don't care.
You're still trying to convince me. You know, by automatically, you know you are right, right? That's when it comes to your feelings, you're right.
You're right.
Yeah, but you're caught up in your feelings. That's why you're saying that. Only people that get caught up in their feelings, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. That's your feelings talking. It's okay, you're right. Your feelings are valid. But me, I'm here to tell you that you too, they suffer. At least we can agree that you have blue balls. Can we agree on that? This is where I would say the lawyer is around the corner. I completely get you, Uncle Beno. You know, that's why I'm asking. At some point, you have to help some people, like, see the reality. Why are you living with a person that doesn't want to have sex with you? And especially, you two, you're shutting down. That means you're punishing yourself, double whammy. You're living with a romantic lover you can't talk to. And you're trying to convince me on the internet that you don't care. That's third level of punishing yourself. Baba. Not like she doesn't want to have sex. She wants it only when she's willing to. Baba, she doesn't want to have sex. No. You're arguing with your destiny, and that's sad. I feel sorry, you know, for both of you, for you and your partner. But you can do something about it. Unfortunately, especially if you're a Nigerian man, you don't see outside of common sense. You think everything is your own idea of logic, and you discount emotions. And here, everything you're saying is your emotions, unfortunately. If she has sex only when she feels like, and not every other day, if she doesn't want to fuck the shit out of you every week, she doesn't want to have sex with you. And that is a temporary thing. That doesn't have to be permanent. But if you're not open to solutions, it's permanent. If you're coming up with solutions from common sense, it's permanent. Okay? And then, Uncle Beno will remind you, the lawyer is around the corner, because eventually, if you don't do the lawyer fast enough, she will get to it faster than you. Yeah. So, shout out to you, David. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Hello, Ernestina. Ernestina said, my husband is currently keeping malice with me. All right, so look forward to solutions. We'll provide, I will share another video. We will give you solutions for that. But if your husband is keeping malice, like I just read to you, you're participating or enabling it. That doesn't mean it's your fault. When we don't do faults, we're just telling you the reality of what's going on, okay? Because it could be as simple as go and kiss him. Why won't you go and kiss him? You don't want rejection, you have fear of rejection. Well, now you are effectively participating in it, okay? So just so you know, this is where we can accurately say it takes two to tango. You're in the funk of it together, okay? But you can also start a new direction if you want. If you're open, you can start a new direction. Let's keep going. Thank you for you guys sharing. Thank you. This is a big deal. Like I said, it's an epidemic and it's happening everywhere. And, you know, if it's happening to you or you're doing it, something will break at some point. So don't think you're just going to sit in it. I don't care. No, something will break, and that thing will break. So you will start to care. You will suddenly realize you cared all along. Don't wait until that. Do something about it. If that person has enough value for them to be in your house, they're taking care of your children, or you're taking care of their children, then there's value. There's enough value for you to build on top of. Okay? Unless we're talking about there's some involvement or something that involves life and death. Power your feelings. All right, let's keep going.
To trigger the person and just leave the house for some days. You understand? Go and sleep. You don't have parlor in your house. You don't have second room. You don't have the children's room. Come on now. The smallest flats most people have is 2 rooms. Go to the other room. If you have children, go to their room.
Yeah.
Going to an hotel, that one is that one a free getaway. He has planned a romantic getaway and he just left the house because of I don't believe that one. That's
And
not
now people are
innocent.
saying, a lot of people, that because Yvonne said that she's the type that would date married men because she was.
Before we get into that next one, she says she doesn't believe that the person will go to an hotel room. I hate to bust your bubbles, ladies. I hate to bust your bubbles. One of my best friends, as in we've been friends for 20, how long is 1999? 25 years. Okay? Was in this situation. Okay? And I'll tell you the story for free. Okay? For free. Just because my best friend doesn't mean he wasn't trying to meet somebody at the hotel. Again, like I said, if you're doing malice treatment and all this kind of stuff, you will open doors for the devil to come in. Just how it works, you know. At least one person is going to start wondering. But in this case, he was quite upset. I just randomly checked on him. You know, everybody's busy, right? I just randomly checked on him and, what's going on, buddy? You know, let me find a name for him. Let's call him Brad. He's a Niger guy. Niger people are not Brad, so let's call him Brad. So I was like, what's going on, Brad? What's going on? Long time, man. How far? Where you did? Baba, I'm so upset right now. I did inside of a hotel room. Why? Why are you in a hotel room? I think I'm tired. I think I'm tired of my marriage. My wife, she's crazy. But my wife is lovely. But her mother is crazy. Like, wait, what do you mean her mother is crazy? And then he started to tell me the story. I was like, where are you right now? I was like, I'm just so tired, man. I just, like, I could hear in his voice that he was having a mental breakdown. Yes. He was having a mental breakdown. He left the house for her. All right. Not just her, the mother-in-law was also in the house. Right. The mother-in-law will come from another country in South America and would just come, and basically she felt quite stuck between, and there's a lot of controlling activities coming from her, and he felt like he was fighting a whole lot of people. This was earlier days of this. So he didn't know that I was into this. So I said, where you are right now, I just knew, because I've felt that feeling before, like a mental breakdown. You feel like everything's shut down. You feel like you're losing your cool, like, because you really want to do the right thing, but you're not getting across to your wife because there's other forces happening at the same time. You know, so, and I said, where you are, and then it was within 30 minutes. I said, I'll meet you there right now. I went over to the hotel room and I met him, and just to hear him out. Okay, that's all, to hear him out. And I said, hey, just calm down. This is just now. This is all temporary. But if you just stay calm, okay, everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. The problem with those kind of moments is that when you're in the heat of it, it feels like heaven is going to fall out of the skies. Because you know what they call anxiety. Your chest will be beating fast. You're angry, right? All this kind of stuff. So when somebody is giving quote unquote silent treatment, or they left the house, like a lot of men are trained, hey, grab your keys. I learned that from my father. Grab your keys and get out of the house if you're getting to that stage, right? But it's a temporary thing. My father, when I was growing up, would actually grab the keys, go and play draft. He used to play draft a lot. When he comes back, it's late night, things are a little bit calmer, but he comes back that day, right? So in this case, my friend went to the hotel room, actually checked into an hotel room, and he was ready to stay there for however long. That's how he felt in that moment. So no, it's not like, no, we're not just going to be dismissive and say, we know how these conversations can get. Women, Obìnrin, you can get to people in that way. Okay? You can get to them in that way, where he felt the need. So we're just going to assume that he went there, he's been planning a getaway before that argument that day. No, that's an easy getaway. Is that possible? Yes. If you've seen that on a consistent basis, maybe he's been doing that. Maybe he's been meeting. But I'm saying, not so quick. We're not just going to say, hey, he's just going to run to the hotel and meet a girl there. Is it that easy to just be meeting a random girl if that wasn't your behavior before? Right? A guy who does that probably doesn't care like that. He probably would, like, he was going to do that anyway. If you argue with your destiny. We're not talking about those kind of guys. We're talking about somebody who actually cares. Somebody who is in a conversation with you. He got frustrated because both of you got frustrated and he felt like he was too angry and he went and checked into a hotel room because he can afford it. Wait, he can afford it and we're living in a 2-bedroom. Actually, my friend was in a 2-bedroom apartment. He can afford it. He was actually looking for houses. It was one of the things I was helping him with at the time. So, not so quick. We're not just going to say, hey, every time they go to a hotel room, like that's another way of burying the real issues, right? Most likely he's going to come home the following day. Maybe not. If he stays out there for days, then the issues are just that deep. Can he go out there and participate in bad behavior? Yes. But that's not the issue. The issue is what we should focus on. Silent treatment. Right. And yes, a lot of men are trained to grab their key and go somewhere. So if he had a little money in his pocket, if he wanted to spend $100 for the night and just stay and have some peace of mind, maybe watch some sports in a hotel room. That's not far-fetched. Let's not act like that's like extra. It's not far-fetched. I just want to address that real quick. Let's keep going. So that's a personal situation that I've seen before. So, and if there's one like that, there's a good chance there's a couple thousand people that have done that before. If it's a consistent thing, now if somebody comes onto a YouTube and say proudly that that's what they do, that person has problems. Okay, because I think it was somebody chatted that in the chat, and the person was using it to justify silent treatment. Silent treatment cannot be justified. It can't be justified. There's no need to justify it. We're talking about emotional matters between you and your wife. Nobody is right and wrong here. Both of you are wrong if you choose wrong. Both of you are right if you choose right. What you're looking for is to keep your home together. Right? If you make her wrong, that makes you automatically wrong. If you manage to make it happen and she believes she's wrong, you collect. Because that's not going to be that simple. Okay? Let's keep going. Let's go.
I was talking about money quite a lot too on the podcast. Why she was talking about if I ask you for 500,000, give me 2 million. You know,
the fact that she married, not the first time she married for love, right? I'm not on the side of Yvonne. Mostly when it comes to that your matter, no.
Let's get out
she
this
didn't
Yvonne
put that
stuff.
one away. But the fact that she married the first time for love, we don't expect. That's human nature. You don't expect her to go and look for love again for the second time. She will always like, okay, well, love did not work. Let me go for money. That's a natural human psyche. That's how a lot of human beings, that's how we think. If you married for love before, the love show you shaggy. You won't go for love the second time. You want to love, but the love should have money. You understand? There are plenty millions that she's calling. Maybe she has somebody that's giving her millions like that. She's beautiful. Yvonne is a black beauty. So, but anytime she goes to podcast again, she should write what she's going to say. If they ask her a question that will take her to where she don't know, let her say no.
Let me tell you something. Part of social skills, yeah? If you're going to talk in a public space, either as a celebrity, whatever position you hold, part of the social skills that we need to know is that not be everything one person they think.
Of course, now you have to have reserve.
Do you understand? Just because you're thinking, it doesn't mean you have to say it. There are some things that it's better for you to just leave it in your mind. You can discuss it with your girlfriends. You can discuss it with people that are close to you. You don't need to go and say it out there. And the way these Nigerian girls talk about money is so tacky, it is, I don't know, it comes off as, poverty mindset. That's why I say it.
It is poverty mindset.
That's what the politicians are using to catch them.
I understand.
The way they throw money to people. The way they throw money to people.
It's poverty mindset. Ladies, Just know this: if it's all about money, it's poverty mindset. And it might not be your fault that you're operating from a place of poverty mindset. I've seen people say, oh, have your own money. We've tackled that here before. It's nonsense. That's not the issue, okay? It might make it easier if you have access to resources, but that's not the issue. Money only multiplies your reality. The same thing with sex, gentlemen. If you think everything is about sex, and you can't operate from a place of seduction is not always about sex. Seduction, whenever I use it here, I'm talking about your ability to influence the results you desire, right? If you don't operate from a place of attraction, and that means you can get carried away by sex. That's literally what simping means. You spend all your money just because you want sex. And there's a lot of men that are victims of this. Same thing with women. If you money, you can get carried away by money. Then you end up in a toxic situation and come back and complain to us here. So I just want you to know that it's not as simple as sex or money. Those are icing on the cake for romantic relationships. Those are supposed to be byproducts of solid relationships. Those are things you're supposed to enjoy. You shouldn't be leading with them. Those things should not be leading you, right? Your small head, gentlemen, should not be leading you. It does lead us, but that's where self-control comes in. That's where you have to position yourself, make sure you're protected, make sure you stay safe out there, because those two things are the reasons why we have some serious calamities in the world. Sex, money, and then maybe you can add power to that. Okay, let's keep going.
They don't do local league anymore. They still do it, but now they will charge baddies from the America and send them money even before they land.
I know. All that is happening, I'm aware. But we're talking to women ourselves, as women, how you can present yourself as a woman who's got dignity.
Of course. Even if you like money.
Don't put price tag on your body.
Why is she so adamant about even if you like money? Is there any person that doesn't like money? Like even men? This is another example of telling us what we already know. So if you're telling us what we already know, you're not solving the problems. Even if, why is she adamant if you like money? Like that keeps coming up. She's trying to say, hey, you carry yourself with dignity, some self-respect, so you can accord certain level of respect from men. That's what she's trying to say. Because honestly, it's so true across the board. How you carry yourself is how people are going to see you. How you dress is how you're going to be addressed. Do we not know this? Why are we so disconnected from that? Does that mean you have to go and be buying Gucci shoes and red bottoms? No. You're overthinking the simple stuff. We're just talking about at the basic level. Keep it simple. I don't know. How do I explain this? Because now I'm sounding like I'm contradicting myself. Keep it simple, okay? As regular human being to human being, if we drop into a cave, what will make me attract you, okay? Considering we're emotional beings and social beings. That's the core of who we are. Our relationship with money is based off of emotions, like sociology, right? It's as simple as that. Without more money having the value that you can exchange goods and value, it's useless. Until a sovereign country says this thing has value, it has no value. It's just currency. The value of the money is what you can buy with it. That's why we're struggling with inflation and Niger currency and all that kind of stuff. If you don't have any value to bring to the table, short term, it might feel like you have a lot. With time, we'll be able to tell if you're just empty barrel, making the loudest noise. That's what Auntie B is talking about. So there's no need to keep it, even if you like money. I'm hearing, shout out to the young lady, I'm just saying, okay? No, forget the money stuff, okay? Gentlemen, you like sex? The best sex is with one person who really want to have that sex with you. Okay? You can do multiple, but as long as they want to have it with you. It's the best sex. And I still think it's best if you have a person who is just heads over here. For an average man, one person. That's all you need. One person. Not all of the Oloshos that you're obsessed with shaming on the internet. Just one person that wants to have sex with you all the time. It's all you need. That's it. So, ladies and gentlemen, stop getting carried away by money and sex. Short term, I understand you. I feel you. Let me build them. Show me they build. They're tapping into your emotions. with that. Long term, you need to deal with the real life. What value do you have to bring to the table? Not what you say, what the right people can see, that they can observe on their own. And definitely not money and sex. By the way, money and sex has their own value too, but they tend to be short-term. We offer evidence-based relationship and marriage resources and coaching to help you navigate the difficult times.
Don't just wing it. Learn the principles that work.
Download our 2 free books and book your complimentary coaching session now at manofprestige.com.